All right, morning. Coming to you guys again from Sports Car Workshops here in Richmond. So they cancel our local Cars and Coffee, but we've taken it upon ourselves to do a Rovers and Coffee. So the red Montpelier long wheelbase has been woken up from a slumber that's been sitting here for the past year. So we're gonna try to make it there and back, and possibly rescue the Beluga Black 88 as well, since that one died on the way here yesterday. So got a little bit of a Rover rescue adventure coming up for you. She lives. Haven't started this one for a year. Huh. It's a couple lights.
Yeah,
What?
Normal driving stuff.
Yeah, normal driving stuff. What's the color on the radiator support, or what color this is again?
What's the what?
What's the color of this again on the radiator support?
Hang on 1 second.
Montpelier. Whew. This one was a part of the Rover Rescue series. Has a full Old Man Emu 2-inch lift suspension, new BFGs. Obviously, it being a 94 long wheelbase, has some issues with the ABS and the ignition system. But other than that, it's a clean truck. We're gonna pump the tires up and take it for a spin. All right, so the most important thing for a quick Rover trip, even if it's less than a mile, is a jump box. And a jump box, maybe some starter fluid, tow straps. I mean, this is like overlanding when you have to drive more than 2 miles, so make sure you're prepared. All right, here we go. First ride in over a year for the Montpelier one. It might die with the weird ignition system. It's just has a little electrical short in it. He's probably has to hold that button down to get it to ride. Best thing I've done, at least on the interior of mine recently, is this shitty cup holder. Again, without normal cup holders, it makes life a lot easier. He also grabbed a tow strap just in case. We're gonna go meet up with a couple other Rover guys, do a little Rovers and Coffee. Should be another 88 short wheelbase, and probably Doug's LR3. So check back here in a little bit if we're not broke down. So it's funny, driving behind Mike's long wheelbase, we never fully disconnected the power to the old air pump. So every time it comes to a stop, you can hear it let off a little bit of pressure, kind of like the hydraulic brakes or the air brakes on a big truck. That's something we'll have to rip out eventually. It's just dead weight at this point. But it's a pretty thing. This thing looks tall.
Oh, that's taller than ours. No, maybe not.
All right, so the last Rover showed up, and guess what? He also has a jumper box. I think everyone but Doug has a jump box at this point. And tow straps. Mike threw tow straps in his as well. We're gonna get a quick tour of this 88 short wheelbase. You can follow it on Instagram at RRC Cubby. He's actually designing a new, you can see a little bit of the prototype in there. I'm sure he knows more about it than I do. To replace the shitty plastic that came factory. So I'll let you kick it off.
Cool. Had about 16 years.
That's wild.
Yeah, the floorboards are getting some love. Yeah.
Mint.
Mint. Yeah. Replacing console and cubby with some metal versions. Have interior from a Rect 90. Just did some 415 on the back floorboards.
That looks good, actually.
Yeah. And putting it back together.
And you've had it for 16 years?
Yeah.
What was the backstory, I guess? Texas truck, right?
Texas truck. Actually came from Louisiana. Before then, bought in Fort Worth.
Right.
First car. And it's been...
This is your first car?
Yeah.
Wow.
Door panels don't match because I got a little ahead of myself in high school trying to update it to a 90.
Right.
Worst decision ever. Should have just stayed with the old panels.
Yeah, I was doing a comparison yesterday, going back and forth, and I'm feeling the handhold here. I'm like, this is way more solid.
Yeah,
honestly.
And then you get like this junk.
Yep, and that's exactly.
Break
yep.
And all this wiggliness. So
just a whole bunch of garbage.
Yeah.
But it's a clean truck. Luckily, it didn't suffer from all the rust issues. Well, it has a little bit of rust, but all the major rust issues that we had. And you've got the 88 Land Rover badge, which is pretty neat. But a little lift, I'm assuming, or is that just the tires?
Yeah.
A little 2 inches or
2 inch. I think Rover time.
Yeah.
I should do that back a long time ago.
And he's taking off in the 500. Yeah, in the limo. Sweet. Well, let's see if it'll start without a jump, but Mike's got to jump his. This one's probably going to need jumped. Doug's in the support vehicle LR4. Watch my paint, man. Yeah. Woo! That's almost all three. Might get the door open. Oh. Victory. Well, let's say it's a pretty successful Rovers and Coffee. We're gonna go back over to the 88 and see if we can get that either started or towed. Yeah, you got it. Well, that's a beautiful sight. So this is a sight you won't see. We got 1, 2, 4 classics all in a row. This one cut out on me, so we're gonna have to figure out how to get it. Its battery's probably dead now. We're gonna jump it, see if it'll start, and if not, drag it back. All right, so quick update. The black truck started with starter fluid. So I'm going home. I'm gonna grab a 14, 15 Crescent, a bottle, and then some gas and the fuel pump relay jumper to do a little bit more diag on it. Worst case, we just drag her home, but you know, any no start in a Rover, you got to test the basics first before you go crazy on it. And luckily, it's not too far from my house. Start with the easy stuff first, gas, and then move on from there. I have an extra fuel pump relay too, or crack that fuel line, see if it's even making it up there.
We'll have to go steal the fuel pump off one of the other ones.
You know what I was thinking? Is the fuel pump in the white Disco, the parts truck? Is that tank still in there? It drove to the shop, didn't it? All right, test number 1. No fuel at the line. I have to look for my fuel pump jumper, but we're suspecting the fuel pump at this point. Pretty standard. Hey, look at that, guys. This is a familiar scene. I'm gonna look at these tools here. You can see how we gained access to the back of the truck here. Not as rusty as I thought it was gonna be. It's pretty decent so far. But we're gonna check the fuel pump again, and probably have to rip this bitch out.
You ready?
Yeah, hold on.
Buy stock and Rover fuel pumps.
Yep. I don't feel it.
All right, you want to try it?
Say try it.
Yeah.
It's sending juice just a little bit, but
I figured it probably was.
Yeah. So this is where we're at now. Gonna make a jumper again, try a bunch of tools, or else burn it to the ground, because those bolts don't look happy. All right, so we skipped the critical step here. and it's to check the rollover switch, which this tab on the driver's seat was up, which means it somehow got engaged. Poor Doug took the hit over here and got a little bit of a fuel bath, but the fuel came out. So we're gonna put that all back together and see if she fires up. Sweet. All right, we got the fuel hooked up. Let's see what it does. Oh boy. All right. And we've got a running Range Rover again. Hey! Not too bad. That is how you do it. Now we just gotta put all this back together because we're idiots. Oh man. So again, in my other video when I said, should you buy an old Range Rover? No, but maybe yes. We're gonna button this up, get it back to the shop, and continue on with the day. Not too bad so far. Okay guys, we are back. After all that tinkering, it was the rollover switch. That's what killed my 89 last time, and I'm like, let's just check. You know, I didn't hit any bumps or anything like that, but let's just give it one check. And that was it. We got fuel to the rail. Didn't have to jump anything out. It's funny, I jumped out the EFI relay and the EFI light's off. So I've got no lights in the dash besides the faulty level indicator for the coolant. So we're on our way back to the shop. We're gonna park it for a little bit and hopefully not any more fuel issues on this one.